So your parents told you go to school, get a job, and get a 401k. There's a massive problem with that. The key is to question everything and do your own research. I'm not saying your parents are wrong, but facts don't lie. So maybe I am. From the Great Depression to 1971, the American dream was alive. You can go to school, get a good job by having an education, but after 1971, everything switched. Do you realize that in 2020 to 2022, more people tapped into their 401k just to survive? And you better believe Q3, Q4, 2023 and going into 2024, that's going to get a lot worse. So if going to school, getting a job, and getting a 401k is the secure way to do it, then why do so few people retire wealthy with a 401k? And why does 3% of the population own 97% of the wealth? It's because of deep-rooted indoctrination. You're just repeating the same things that your parents and grandparents said, and you're not questioning anything. So if you go to school, spend $100,000 on an education, and fight to get a $30,000 a year job, and you buy a $50,000 car when you have a $30,000 salary because you can spread it over 74 months, and you buy shit and borrow against your future self, hoping that you'll get a pay raise from your just over broke, and then you say things like, well, I have Social Security to supplement my retirement. That's why rich parents have rich kids and poor parents have poor kids. And that's why 85% of lottery winners go broke, and most professional athletes or anybody who runs into a large amount of money usually files bankruptcy. Because everybody's teaching you how to earn income, nobody's teaching you how to rewire the foundation to change your situation. So here's what I did. I don't know if it'll work for you. So I got out of a vertical strategy straight up and down, and I went horizontal. So I use things like cryptocurrency, boom and bust cycles, and I do the opposite of the 99%. And I watch other people's emotional reactions, and I make my decisions based on their reactions. So when they're super excited and coming in, I'm selling. When they're panicking and running, I'm buying. Very simple. I make sure I pay my taxes to Caesar. As Jesus said, who's on the coin? Pay your taxes to Caesar, give to God what is his, and give to Jesus what is his. And then I give to me what is mine. So once I take care of the IRS and I stop running from an invisible enemy, I go horizontal. So for me, I've diversified in business. I've used TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, now the threads, and I built 7-figure ecosystems. I'm about to build 2 more. So as everybody was complaining about TikTok for dancing kids, I used it to get a message out and helped over 6,700 people worldwide since 2020. So stop making excuses. So I started to teach people my horizontal strategy. So I have a strict exit plan in crypto. So as we go into 2024 and 2025, I will be exiting the markets as you're coming in. I'll be pulling profits, as I said, giving my taxes to Caesar. But on the other hand, I'll talk about the tax strategy in just a moment. Then I'll be indexing my money in Index Universal Life. And you'll get all kinds of people pushing back on that. But ask yourself a question, indoctrination, systematic people. When you bring up things like Index Universal Life, the first thing people say is, oh, you can make way more money in the 401k or the S&P. Yeah, but what happens when it comes collapsing down like it did in 2022? And why aren't you talking about the fact that 50% of people tapped into their 401k, so they took it out anyways and got penalized? And why aren't they talking about how few people retire wealthy with a 401k? So it doesn't matter what the ROI is if you have to cash out early because you need to survive and buy food. So I digress. So I protect, secure, and compound my wealth in Index Universal Life. I can also borrow against my policy just in case I need anything, or if I want to get more cash generating assets. I'm also diversified in business, information, technology, and attention, the new gas and oil. I use silver for barterability, and I'll be getting into gold on the back end of this year going into 2024. I'm tapping into real estate now because now I'm educating myself. I was broke 4 years ago, so I had to rewire my brain, and now I'm mentoring with people who are teaching me the game. I'll be using real estate for 2 reasons. 1, to generate more cash flow, but 2 is more for tax liabilities. I'm learning about now depreciating assets like a home, where if I put it into the proper vehicle, I can write things off and I can depreciate the property. And I may have a depreciating asset depending on what the market does. So we talked about crypto, profits from crypto into IUL. IUL to protect, to compound, secure, and borrow against my wealth to multiply that money. And with the ability to leverage in my IUL, I can buy more properties, I can buy back in the dip in crypto, and I can build generational wealth for my family. So we have to start asking why. Question everything I'm saying. That's what I want you to do. Stop just believing people who have never built wealth, number 1. Number 2, who are not wise counsel, who don't have a retirement set up, who have never started a business, who have never succeeded or failed in business, who have never failed in their finances and succeeded in their finances. They're just repeating information from the deep-rooted indoctrination. So crypto, exit strategy. When you're coming in, I'm exiting. As I exit, I secure an index universal life, a legacy policy, a retirement tax-free policy, and a leverage policy is how it'll be set up in 2024 going into 2025 with the bull run. So my legacy is for my family's wealth over and over again. That won't be touched. The retirement is for tax-free retirement. And number 3 will be my leverage IUL. That one will be used to put large amounts of money into so I can richest man in Babylon that, multiply that money. So when you're putting cash, fake money into your bank account and they're using your money to leverage it, to index it, to make a ton of money off it, I'm just putting mine in my own bank. And when the market pulls back, I can borrow and I can buy more assets. Again, I want you to question everything I'm saying and research this, because by proving me wrong, you're going to prove that you are right. And by proving that you're right, it opens up your mind and awareness to the possibilities for you around education. The gap between where you are and where you want to go is education, energy, and frequency held for a long enough period of time to build a new foundation. But you can't put old wine with new wine. You can't put the old wineskins with the new wineskins, or old patch on a new garment. And this is the greatest time in human history to rewire the foundation. Remember, rich parents have rich kids, poor parents have poor kids. And many of you think this is all about money. This is about frequency. The book Think and Grow Rich, the 13 Principles, align you back to the frequency and the highest possibility for you as a human being. Don't get it twisted. They don't like to call it frequency because they don't want you to know the answer and what 33 actually represents. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys. Remember, I will never proactively DM you ever. Those are all scammers. Okay, I do not invest people's money. I will never proactively DM you. I have a Warrior Academy linked in my bio here on TikTok, 3T Warrior Academy. I'm also a licensed insurance agent and I have a team of insurance agents that you can do a free consultation with, link in my bio. We'll never ask you to send us money. There'll be an insurance contract. You'll know using discernment you're working with the right people. Don't ever send anybody money on these platforms. Be very careful. Protect yourself, family. Use discernment. There is no get rich quick. I love you guys. Warriors, rise. See you soon.